Hello, welcome everybody. This is your host, Michael Jordan. Yep, that's me, sommelier for the people, our friendly master sommelier and the host of the LA International Wine Competition and chief judge for this amazing wine competition that supports the LA County Fair every year. And I'm very excited to be bringing you this little teaser online at the Fairplex. We're going to be tasting gold medal winning wine with one of the winners. That's Vince Ferragamo Vineyards. And I'm telling you, we got Vince Ferragamo going to be with us here on this little program from Vince Ferragamo Vineyards. And, as you can see on the title there, he's a certified sommelier with the Court of Master Sommeliers. Vince has passed 2 examinations with the Court of Master Sommeliers and is a certified somm. Oh, yeah, he was in the Super Bowl, too. Guys, remember the LA Rams in the Super Bowl? Yeah, in 1979 season. Man, oh, man, heroic, okay? Number 15. And he and his wife, Jody, have started the Ferragamo Vineyards, Vince Ferragamo Vineyards, and they make a few different wines. And you can see a picture of them here in their wine cellar at the estate with a few of their wines. And Vince has entered his wines for the last several years to the LA International Wine Competition. And I am pretty happy to say that in this last year, which was the 80th anniversary, the 80th year of the LA International Wine Competition. Listen, I want to tell you, that is the longest running wine competition in history in the world. The world's oldest continuous wine competition right here in LA at the Fairplex in Pomona. Anyway, Vince won a gold medal for his wine. Now, what we do there, we judge 4,000 wines. Yeah, 4,000 wines from all over the globe. We fly in and bring in about 85 different wine experts as judges. Some of them are chefs, some are wine buyers, some are wine makers, some are sommeliers, some are wine writers. And we design panels with each of them, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 at a panel. So it's not just one guy judging the wine. It's more of a kind of consensus of palate and wisdom judging the wines. They're judged blind and they're given medals: gold, silver, bronze. Caressa J is the name of Vince's, what he calls a super Tuscan wine that actually won a gold medal this last year. And this is the one we're going to be tasting right here online. Vince, welcome. And thank you so much for being with us, man. I've got my glass here. You're going to pour some too, right?
I am going to pour some, Michael. Thanks for inviting me to be on. And, this 2015 was certainly a special year for us. And it's kind of a pride of the family product that we do. We grow it right here in our own vineyard. And, 80% Sangiovese, 20% Cabernet. So it's very nice. The color is beautiful. And the aromas are, we try to mimic the Tignanello or the super Tuscan style wines that are grown in Italy and Tuscany. And so it's not quite the super Tuscan that you would get from Italy, but we try to get pretty close. We love it.
I have to tell you, you did a great job. You've won gold medals on this a few years in a row. This 15 is absolutely fantastic. As a result of you winning that gold medal and all the acclaim you got, Vince and I attended a very, very special high-end wine dinner at the Kapalua Wine and Food Festival last year. Where we invited Italian winemakers and California winemakers. Only the rarest, most exclusive, top-end wines were there at this dinner. And Vince, I have to tell you, your wine was the star of the show at that meal. This wine that we had there everybody was freaking out. They were raving about it. It was amazing, man.
It really was, Mike. It was a beautiful event. It was a nonprofit event for the people that are lacking food there in Hawaii. And La Spinetta was there from Giorgio Ravetti and Roberto Malvera. They were all there from Piemonte, and I was just in awe of being in the same company as some of those great winemakers. But yeah, it was a great dinner and one of the best that I've ever had.
You know, I have to say, Rivetti and all those guys were in awe of you, and it was a mutual respect of winemakers and wine growers. They were so impressed that Vince was not only a judge, you know, in one of the most prestigious wine competitions in the world here at the LA International Wine Competition, where actually we judge olive oil and spirits and wines and beers. But the wine competition in itself, they were so impressed that you ripped out all the backyard and the horse. What was it? The corral?
That was our corral, Michael, and it was when my kids were small. That we had a pony there, and he kind of roamed that place, and you know it was just open after a while because the pony left. And we live in Orange Park Acres, which is horse country, equestrian area, and so we converted this pasture area to a vineyard, and we're so proud of it because not only is it a lot of fun and it's a big pastime for all of us, but the end result is drinking the really good wine that we can produce from this vineyard. And you can see there's probably about 200 vines there, and most of them, 80% of them are Sangiovese and 20% Cabernet. So it takes a lot of pain, and it's a lot of work to manage that field, but it's well worth it in the end.
Yeah, people think it's real glamorous to have a vineyard. I got to tell you, it's a lot of hard work. It's blood and tears. And, you know, sometimes you sustainably fight with nature. I mean, it's a love-hate relationship sometimes because nature brings you the great vintages, but it also brings you frost and mold and all kinds of things. You got to work in an organic way to make your grapes delicious. Here, we're looking at this beautiful photo of the table with some of their wines and out into the vineyard where you can see this is Vince's backyard, gang, and he planted this amazing vineyard. And I can see that you have, Vince, a beautiful stretch of rows going back.
Right? Yeah, we do. We have a trellising system there, Mike, that the vines are spaced about 5 feet apart, a little bit wider than we would normally like, but the Sangiovese come up before the Cabernet, and here you can see some of the Sangiovese kind of beginning to sprout. Those are the Cabernets. They are lagging behind the Sangiovese by about 2 or 3 weeks. But here's one of the shoots and the canes that are producing coming off the spur of that cordon, and you can see the little grapes that are beginning to grow, and they're starting to flower, and it's just a beautiful thing to see. Each and every year this process happens over and over again, and these vines are about 10 years old, and so we try to name each vine after one of the family members and friends of ours. So here you can see a little spur.
That one right there's named Mikey, right? No,
there we go. There's Michael Jordan's vine right there. There it is. It's
hey, everybody, I want you to know that video was shot this morning at the vineyard. Vince and his wife Jody, and we've got here they are, Vince and Jody, and
there's Kara. There's my other daughter who's really big into the company too. She's almost like a sommelier, Michael, and she's got a very good palate and discernible sensory. She really can understand.
She sure does.
Well.
She sure does. Now, this is a photo that was taken a couple years back, 2 years back, at the LA International Wine Competition, one of the dinners that were held after the day of judging. That's on the fairgrounds right there. And I got to tell you, that was a real special dinner. Man, we had people from like 12 different countries that flew in for judging. We had lots of judges from the United States as well. And but I tell you, they really do a great job. And what we get to taste and drink are medal winners from previous years. So the judges get a little nice fringe benefit when we go there. Oh, what a beautiful picture of you and your daughters there, right? Two of them.
That's Kara, and Vanessa's to my left there. She's a pediatrician at St. Joseph's, but they all enjoy the wines. They all come over and help at harvest time, and so everybody's involved. And that's my youngest daughter, Jenna. She's up in Oregon now and up in the Willamette area, and so she's really big into the wines too as well. And so they're the future of the company. You have 3 daughters, so we'll see what happens, Mike.
I love it when you got the 3 wines that are named after them, and they are so proud to have their names emblazoned on those labels, Vince. You know, just want to show that they care. And you know, you have the family all come out and help you in the harvest. It's such a wonderful time. I mean, it just reminds me of villages in Italy when people are celebrating the harvest and they come out and, you know, you gather together and you eat and drink and you harvest grapes. And it looks like a lot of fun, but let me tell you, harvesting is a lot of work. You know that, right?
It is. It is the most enjoyable part of all the work that we do. And my wife really enjoys having a nice dinner before we do all the work. And we have, of course, Italian food. What else are we going to eat? But she does a nice job with the table and sets up. Occasionally we'll eat in the vineyard. And we offer this to some of the charity functions that we participate in, and they come and bid on it. But you can see our Chardonnay. We have a local Chardonnay, and that's the Caressa J. Of course, the Italian dinner with the plates, the fusilli, the penne, and we have some lemons. We have a few lemon trees in the yard. So it's really a lot of fun to sit in that vineyard, especially to listen to the sounds of the birds. And you're being out in nature. And so you almost think you're in Italy somewhere. So it's really a lot of fun.
Yeah, man, I got to tell you, and your wife, Jody, is such an excellent chef. She's one of the greatest cooks I ever met. For Italian food, lucky you, boy. I got to tell you.
Mike. Man, I'll tell you, that bolognese pasta, the ravioli, the lasagna. You know, we have an eggplant that's growing in this vineyard. And anytime you take something that's grown in the same dirt that the vines are growing in, you can mix the same wine together, Mike. It's delicious. She made a beautiful Sicilian style red sauce with eggplant, with the pasta, with a bottle of the Caressa J. Oh, we were right there. So it's beautiful.
That's the sommelier's dream boat. If it grows together, it goes together, man. I love that. Well, this wine has these beautiful dusty notes that you find in the old world in Italy, all right? And the beautiful red fruit and that acidity that makes your mouth juice up from the Sangiovese.
Yes.
And red fruit that makes it so incredibly versatile with so many dishes. And then the little bit of Cabernet Sauvignon that you put in there gives it some beefiness and oomph and tannin and texture and more velvety texture. But let me tell you, none of it is lost on the beautiful acidity that you get in these grapes that, you know, people don't know. They think, well, let me just say this. When you take a sip of this wine, and then as soon as you swallow that wine, your mouth kind of juices up. And that's because of the acidity in the wine. The acid in the wine makes your mouth juice up, and that's cleansing all your taste buds so you can taste the next bite of food even better. People really think you're supposed to take water in between to cleanse your palate. No, wine cleanses your palate and just goes with the food even better, Vince. This wine, I love this stuff, man. I love this stuff.
The wine, I think you're right, Mike. You hit it right on the head because the wine kind of salivates. You salivate after drinking it, and it's that Sangiovese acidity that's offered in this wine that comes out beautifully. And you know, you have some background notes of, and you mentioned the cranberry, that the notes of that. You get a lot of course, some of the fruit that you get, the grapefruit, or not grapefruit, but red cherries.
Yeah, the flavor of the grapes. Fruit.
Yeah, you really get it. And that Cabernet too, Mike, as well offers some kind of boldness to the wine.
It gives you
body to the wine. So
nice. Not only that, but more layers of complexity with the black flavors of blackberry and black currant and plum and black cherry, along with the red fruit flavors of the Sangiovese. Now you've created a wine that has so many layers. It's extremely complex. But Vince, let me tell you, this wine is seamless. It is extremely well balanced, and the aftertaste, what we call the finish, is a delicious flavor that's still in my mouth a minute after I tasted the wine. So you got a gold medal winner here, my friend. The only problem, is there's not enough of it. We want to get some. Listen, gang, Vince was really happy to be in the Super Bowl with the Rams, okay? But I think he was happier when his wine won a gold medal. Wine competition.
That's right. You got it, Mike. You got it.
So,
where'd you get these pictures, by the way? Man, you did a great job with these pictures.
yeah, research everywhere on the internet, all over the place, brother. And
I'll just go to that VinceFerragamoVineyards.com. You'll find them. They're all there, Mike.
here's the website, people. I would encourage you to visit his website, sign up to buy wine, because it's the only way you're going to get it. You're not going to find this wine in stores or very few restaurants because there's only so much made. All right, you get about 1.5 tons of grapes. That's it, right?
That's it, Mike. We have about 2,500 pounds of grapes. That's all it will yield, and we try to get the best grapes possible. And like I said, the 12, the 13, the 14, and the 15. This is the last few bottles of the 15. They're all gone, and so they're history. So we look to the future to provide, provide good wines moving forward. But like you say, yeah, you got to get them while they're there, because after that, they're gone forever.
And that's true. And, I'm excited to hear, Vince, that you're going to be entering your Chardonnay and the Primitivo and sparkling rosé, all of your wines into the competition. So we're looking forward to more gold medals from you, coming up next year. And gang, I want to encourage you to go to VinceFerragamoVineyards.com and just check out the website. And if you want to get on, if there's wine to be sold there, you should buy it now because it's not going to exist for long. If it's sold out, then you get on the waiting list like I am for the next vintage so that we can buy some when the wine is ready to sell. Vince, I want to thank you so much for being on the show with us today and for agreeing to come back for a couple more in this series. Hey, everybody, share your wine with others because it makes it more delicious. Michael Jordan, sommelier for the people, and Vince Ferragamo signing off.
Thank you, Mike. Arrivederci.
Arrivederci. Ciao.
Ciao.